A man does not lose his life in a singular cataclysmic moment. Destitution of the soul occurs in microtransactions. It is the steady, quiet bleeding out of purpose through cheap pleasures, useless conversations, and the immediate gratification of a flashing screen. The world does not conquer strong men by assaulting their bodies, it paralyzes them by capturing their attention. Once your focus is colonized, your destiny is managed by whoever holds the leash. Niccolò Machiavelli understood a fundamental rule of power. A ruler who reacts to every noise in the courtyard becomes a puppet to the crowd. If you answer every insult, your behavior becomes entirely predictable. If you chase every passing impulse, you become easy to trap, weaponize, and own. True leverage begins with the absolute refusal to move when provoked. The first law of sovereign power is simple: ignore what does not build you. This means cutting out the social noise, the gossip, and the emotional parasites who only manifest when they require your life force to fuel their chaos. Every time you entertain temporary validation at the expense of your long-term leverage, you voluntarily surrender your throne. A weak man is perpetually accessible. He is available for arguments, available for drama, and available to people who possess no vision, no discipline, and no respect for time. He misinterprets this constant accessibility as loyalty or importance. In reality, it renders him cheap, common, predictable, and remarkably easy to replace. In the mechanics of value, anything that is infinitely accessible loses its mystery. If you grant the public unchecked access to your mind, you forfeit the right to control your life. True power is found not in what you accept, but in what you actively refuse. When you become unavailable to nonsense, your presence becomes heavy. Distraction rarely arrives dressed as an enemy. It masquerades as comfort. It looks like a familiar face telling you to relax, one more late-night scroll, or a harmless conversation that leads nowhere. Because these micro-escapes do not demand a massive price up front, weak men accept them until the escape becomes a permanent lifestyle, dulling their edge entirely. Real masculine strength does not exist in loud demonstrations or online posturing. It is found when your old weaknesses call your name, and you remain completely unmoved. Your silence must become an unscalable wall. When you refuse to participate in the public circus, you force the world to interact with you strictly on your terms. Dark psychology relies on a simple premise. Men are easily controlled through their unchecked desires. Offer an undisciplined man quick pleasure, and you can delay his ambition. A master studies the trap, identifies the motive, and keeps his face calm. An irreplaceable man does not grant fools free real estate inside his mind, nor does he allow his enemies direct access to his nervous system. He does not transform a petty insult into a costly war. He hoards his emotional capital, saving his energy exclusively for the strategic battles that secure his empire. The modern landscape is crowded with individuals addicted to appearing powerful before they have done the heavy lifting. They broadcast their plans, post their goals, and beg the world to applaud a version of themselves that hasn't even been built yet. The truly dangerous person operates in complete contrast. He disappears into the work. When you broadcast your direction, you invite the unsolicited opinions, doubts, and hidden envy of the mediocre. Some will smile while secretly hoping you remain stagnant, because your discipline directly exposes their laziness. Stop explaining your empire while the foundation is still wet. Your life will never align with your abstract dreams. It follows your literal attention. Distractions are tiny thieves. They steal minutes first, then they erode your discipline, dismantle your momentum, and eventually rewrite your identity. Guard your attention like blood, territory, and wealth. Your primary estate is not your property or your bank account. It is your mind. If an external force can make you desperate, they can make you chase what degrades you. Control the attention and you dictate the behavior. Dictate the behavior and you own the identity. There is a profound difference between an emotional reaction and a ruthless strategy. Emotional men lash out because they are hurt. Ruthless men quietly remove what weakens them before it becomes an unshakable habit. If a person, a habit, or an environment continuously drains your momentum, cut access entirely without a paragraph of explanation. Familiarity can be a beautifully structured cage. It is the primary reason men repeat the exact same year over and over while changing nothing but the calendar. Your future doesn't care about what feels comfortable. It only responds to what you choose to repeat. In every negotiation, relationship, or boardroom, position is everything. The party who needs the other too much automatically loses all leverage. Absence creates a strategic vacuum. It forces others to realize what it costs to lose you. The transition from being common to becoming rare requires a period of deep isolation. This isolation is not a punishment, as it is a purification process. It strips away the noise that cannot handle the weight of where you're heading. The most lethal distraction strikes when you begin to rise. The irreplaceable man does not lower his guard after a victory. He tightens his parameters, smiles calmly, and keeps building.